Hi everyone, we're going to evaluate this given integral, and before we start, we're going to go ahead and use partial fraction decomposition to simplify it so it's easier to integrate. So the way you do that, since we have repeating linear factors, set this to a divided by x minus 3 plus b divided by x minus 2 plus c divided by x minus 2 squared. And when you eliminate the fractions, you multiply by your least common denominator, which is this piece. So that's going to be x minus 3 times x minus, let me write it a little smaller here. So this would be x minus 3 times x minus 2 squared. All right, so what happens here is these two cancel. So you get x squared plus 1 equals a. Now we already have this, so this is going to be a. So that will cancel, times x minus 2 squared. Plus b. And that's, we already have this, but we need both of these. So this is going to be x minus 3 times x minus 2 plus c. We already have this, so all we need is the x minus 3. And that's just by, multiplying it by that term. So now to solve for a and c, we're going to go ahead and let... let's go ahead and let x equal 2. So when you do that, you get 2 squared plus 1. These two will be eliminated, and that's going to equal negative c. So 5 equals negative c, therefore c equals negative 5. All right, and then let's go ahead and let x equal 3. So that's going to be 3 squared plus 1, and it's going to eliminate these two. So that's going to equal, when you plug in 3, you're just going to get a. So a equals 10. Now for the b, what we're going to do is equate our coefficients with x squared. So we don't have an x squared here. So we do have here, we have x squared. You can see when you multiply these two, it's x squared. And if you, this is going to end up being x squared. So what you have is x squared plus 1 equals ax squared. And I'm eliminating the rest, plus bx squared. Because we just want to equate coefficients. So this is going to be a plus b times x squared. So since these match up, you can just say that a plus b equals 1. And the reason we did it that way is because we already know what a is. So we know 1 equals 10 plus b. Therefore, to get a 1, b must equal negative 9. All right, now that you have that, we can rewrite our integral as 10 divided by x minus 3 minus 9 divided by x minus 2 plus, or minus 5 divided by x minus 2 squared dx. And then you just integrate. And so this is going to be equal to 10 ln of x minus 3 minus 9 times ln of x minus 2 plus, for this one, just write your 5. And this part here is x minus 2 to the negative 2. You add 1, so that's going to be negative 1. So that changes that to a positive, which we already did. And this is going to be -1, so bring that back down. So that's going to be x minus 2 plus c. Now, you can just leave it like that if you want, because it has different coefficients here. So just leave it like that, and that will be your final answer. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.